bu oturumun ilk konuşmacısı olmasını beklediğimiz Cynthia Imesch hanımefendiyi davet ediyorum. Kendisi Beton Sürdürülebilirlik Konseyi adına burada.
Thank you very much. I will speak in English, so I don't know if you want to get some headphones, but I will speak very slowly so you can understand. And for the translators who have been doing a great job, thank you, by the way, for the whole day. You have time to translate my speech. A distinguished chairman, distinguished professor, distinguished colleagues from the Turkish Ready Mix Concrete Association, distinguished participants, distinguished guests, dear all. It's my pleasure today to be joining you from Switzerland to present you circular economy and sustainability in concrete. I will, first of all, I want to take the opportunity. Well, my name is Cynthia Imesch. I didn't understand the introduction, but my name is Cynthia Imesch. I'm part of the Concrete Sustainability Council, so I will explain you a bit more what is the Concrete Sustainability Council throughout the presentation. So, about the origin, I wanted to just briefly discuss about the origin of sustainability, because we've seen a lot during the day on sustainability of the material, but we're going to go a bit further, and I want to remind everybody where does sustainability come from. So first of all, in the 60s and 70s, there was the impacts, human-made disasters start to be being felt. We saw hurricanes, flooding, earthquakes, and human-induced climate change is the largest, most pervasive threat to natural environment and society the world has never, ever experienced. In the 1987, the Brundtland Commission at the United Nations reunited themselves and came out with the definition of sustainability, which is meeting the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. And therefore, to prevent climate change, the major challenge humanity faces today is achieving a balanced economic, social, environmental development. And the construction sector has also a key responsibility to protect humanity from major climate change, disasters, and other adverse events. It is also one of the largest users of global resources and contributors of pollution. Therefore, the responsibility of all of us today is tremendous, and I'm very happy to be speaking today. Unfortunately, as we reminded and my predecessors discussed, the earthquake felt here in Turkey were massively reported in Europe and in Switzerland. And it was a very sad moment, and we all felt with you. It was one of the worst catastrophes, and we saw, unfortunately, that a lot of buildings collapsed, as we saw before. And one thing that is for sure is that our actions today have an impact tomorrow, so the responsibility is high for everyone, from constructors, designers, architects, to concrete producers, and even to general public as well. While traveling here to Istanbul, I was wondering if my building was sufficiently solid enough in case there was an earthquake. So it's up to general public as well to ask, where does the concrete come from? Is it sustainable, physically sustainable enough? And to come back to the UN Sustainable Development Goals, they were adopted on September 25, 2015. And those are 17 goals that you can read here, which are no poverty, no hunger, good health, clean energy, climate action, life underwater. So during the pandemic, we saw that everything is connected. If we don't have access to basic health services, if we don't have health, if we're in a conflict zone in war as well, we don't have any possible development. Everything is stopped. So if we're going to speak about sustainable development, we have to make sure that this 17 sustainable development goals are adopted. And this is coming throughout the sustainable development goals, companies started to discuss a lot how can they improve and help achieve the sustainable development goals. Corporates have a big responsibility, and also in the concrete sector. That is why on the 2015, the Concrete Sustainability Council was developed and adopted with the World Business Council for Sustainable Development, many NGOs, civil societies. We decided to come together from all parts of the globe to try to support the implementation of the Sustainable Development Goals in the concrete sector. So it's not just one company, one NGO, is really an effort from the whole globe, trying to meet together and try to be stronger together and launch the certification, which we didn't have in this sector. Because if you see, normally in a normal building, you have 70–80% by mass is made out of concrete, while 10% more or less is made out of wood. So as of today, the CSC, the concrete, was not recognized. You had all those different type of woods that were recognized, and you could gain points in LEED, but this is under discussion, and now there's going to be future options as well for concrete, and it's recognized as well in LEED, in the social equity within the supply chain credit. What is the Concrete Sustainability Council? So we are in 21 countries. We have 27 members. There's 843 active CSC certificates around the globe. You have 4 different levels that you can achieve. And this is quite a steady growth since 2016, and we're confident it's going to continue growing in the upcoming years. What are the typical things that we assessed for a company? So we check the company has to go through an assessment, deep assessment, and it's good to see if they have fair practices and businesses and compliance, as well as excellent in occupational health and safety. If they're using circularity as well in a responsible manner, water in a responsible manner, and enhance responsibility in this supply chain. Biodiversity as well, we're checking. And this is very important to know, where does the concrete, where is the origin of your concrete you're using? Where does it come from? How does it work in the certification process? So you have the global system operator, which I'm representing today, which is based in Switzerland, but we have regional system operators across the globe. So the regional system operator manages the CSC certification in the different regions or countries. For here is our colleagues from the Turkish Ready Mix Concrete Association. And then the certification body, the auditor, validates the points and issues the certificates. The customer has just to provide the evidence requested to have a certificate. This is how it looks, the assessment in more detail. So we have a toolbox which is very useful to use, very practical, and people can easily download the evidence step by step. So it's quite hands-on. Where is the CSC located? So you can see, firstly, Turkey. We're very honored and proud to have 12 certificates already in Turkey. We'll be doing the awards on the 10th, after tomorrow, for the companies having had the certification. And then Germany has 482 certification. Netherlands has 177. Belgium has 91 certification. Why is there so much growth in those countries? It's simply because there's even people that start asking, where does the concrete come from the house I'm going to buy? Where does concrete come from? Did it protect the biodiversity? Were the human rights respected? All those type of questions. And we're recognized as well by green building labels, which is quite key for us. So as you will see, we're recognized by BREEAM, DGNB, UGNI, and Astra, Envision, LEED, and here in Turkey by BST. And Here is a picture of our latest General Assembly, which took place in Berlin, and you have our regional system operators from the different countries. So we're also present in the US, in Latin America, where we had support from the United Nations, One Planet project, to fight against informality as well. And so we're growing as well in the region. And here you can see where we're recognized by LEED and the social credits. And for more information, you can directly access the website turkeycsc.eco, which will be in Turkish, easier for everyone here. And you have all the details information as well on how to get the certification. This is a bit more details where is how you can earn points if you have a building made out of certified CSC concrete. And then why CSC as well is very important that we're that the concrete industry and its main supplier communicates and demonstrate responsible sourcing, that it's transparent. I don't know if it's known here in Turkey, but FSC for wood is very famous everywhere, and we're doing the FSC for concrete actually with the CSC, and it's the first and only certification system for concrete established worldwide. And as we saw, it's very important that we work together globally and not just individually. Not just individually, because it brings more weight into the sector if we're all working together. My predecessor just discussed about circular economy. So we want to get out of this linear model to take, use, and throw away, basically, but really recycle. And we're really happy and proud to see around the world a lot of initiatives being taken place, such as the predecessor presented, that you can actually capture a lot of CO2, recycle a lot of material, and I think following the tragic events in Turkey, there's a lot of material that could be probably recycled and reused instead of retaken from the ground. The Global Cement and Concrete Association has a roadmap for net zero concrete from here to 2050, and they launched this in 2021. So they're quite optimistic about it. Most probably you've heard about it. And we, with the CSC, we're supporting really this to try to achieve ideally this net zero emissions by 2050. I'm speeding up because I know everybody's waiting for the awards, but I want to make sure that you get the most important messages. Here you can see how getting to net zero is not only in the hands of the concrete producers, but as well of designers. Designers, architects have also a big role to play, and they can ask to have certified CSC concrete. So we have in Germany or Netherlands or Belgium, designers asking when they do their plans, and they ask to have certified CSC concrete, maybe silver level. And as you will see, we have launched at the CSC the CO2 module, which enables to reward companies who are capturing the CO2. And this is something we see in Germany. So for instance, they would go and ask for a minimum silver level CSC certification, concrete with a 3 stars level. So having captured the rate that it gives you the 3 stars. So the supply chain emissions are 11.4 times higher than operational emissions. So CSC is helping to drive transparency and responding with higher levels of disclosure, promoting responsible source concrete. And here you have the R module. So we will reward as well companies that use recycled material, and it's also important. Ideally, in the future, we want to achieve the 5 stars, which would imply a building made out of 100% recycled material, which is kind of a big target, but we're there 4 stars, 3 stars, and a lot of countries are asking to have this possibility to have more because it's their requirement to have governmental buildings made out of at least 40% or 20% of recycled materials. So governments and countries are pushing to have more recycled material. How can you ask for this? So I was telling you that you can commit to responsible source concrete, requesting CSC certificate construction companies are contributing to this goal. And what are the main conclusions? So what I want you to come out and remind is that the effort has to be global. If every country starts having its own certification, it's difficult to understand how to measure the different certifications. And the construction, as we saw, the construction sector has a key responsibility to protect humanity from major disasters that will unfortunately continue to come with climate change. So the CSC certification is a way of measuring and making sure that the source is sustainable. The CO2 module and our module plans add-ons are also key for the next generations of concrete. So I hope you will join our efforts in making sustainable concrete available for the future of humanity. And this is the type of images we want to see, positive images, and not destroy building having collapsed, but green, sustainable concrete and happy persons living on those constructions. Thank you very much.
Thank you.